There are days when heaven itself leans closer and whispers only your name. Have you felt that strange pull in your chest, Taurus? That quiet knowing that something rare, almost impossible, is forming behind the veil? What if the miracle others wait a lifetime for has chosen you and only you? Baba Vanga once foresaw a sign of earth whose luck would not depend on chance but on divine alignment. A day when the code of abundance would respond only to their vibration. That prophecy unfolds now, and the universe has written your name on it. Stay close, because before this day ends, the sign will appear. And when it does, you'll realize this was never about luck. It was destiny claiming what's already yours. Have you noticed how lately everything seems to echo your energy, Taurus? Songs that speak your feelings before you do. Numbers that repeat until you can't ignore them. Eyes that turn toward you, even when you don't try to be seen. That isn't coincidence, it's recognition. There are moments in life when the invisible world tilts, just enough for destiny to slide through. And when it does, it doesn't visit everyone. It visits the one whose vibration has reached the exact frequency of reward. And right now, that vibration is yours. Baba Vanga called this the day of reflection, when the divine mirror returns to each soul the energy they've been giving, multiplied by the purity of their intention. For some, it brings closure, for others, revelation. But for you, Taurus, it brings something far greater, material confirmation of your faith. You've been planting seeds in silence for years, working, hoping, sacrificing without applause. You've built your stability with bare hands and unshaken devotion. And now, the cosmic law begins to move, not as mercy, but as justice. Because divine fortune is not luck, it's precision. And today, that precision lands on you. You'll notice it in subtle signs first. A message arrives by mistake. A delay turns into opportunity. A stranger speaks your thoughts aloud. The energy of this day carries what ancient mystics called the single-turn key, a code that unlocks wealth not through logic, but through recognition. Recognition of effort, of endurance, of a heart that kept believing even when the lights went out. And here's what no one tells you. The universe never forgets the sound of a soul that kept praying while it was breaking. This day isn't an accident. It's the echo of everything you've endured, returning as a prize shaped exactly to your name. So if you've been asking for a sign, for a change, for proof that something higher listens, this is it. You are standing in the vibration that turns survival into reward. Taurus, I see 3 lights surrounding your aura right now: golden, white, and deep emerald. Gold, the color of recognition; white, the energy of purification; emerald, the stone of fortune and divine truth. Together, they form what mystics called the triad of manifestation, a rare alignment that happens once every 7 years, and only under the energy of a fixed earth sign. This is your key. But there's something you must understand. When the universe delivers abundance, it also tests ownership. Are you ready to claim what's been waiting for you without guilt? Can you receive without shrinking? Can you allow yourself to be chosen without explaining why you deserve it? Because this, beloved Taurus, is your moment to stop earning and start receiving. The vibration of your name has reached its harmonic climax. And now, every closed path begins to open. If you feel chills as you read this, it's your energy field recognizing the truth. A door is unlocking not through chance, but through frequency. And that frequency is your gratitude. If your soul feels this truth, write this decree in the comments and declare it aloud. I open my hands to divine reward. What has my name cannot miss me. Feel these words as you say them. You are not begging, you are aligning. The universe has already signed your name across the gift that's on its way. And if this message stirred your heart, leave your hype on this video. Like, share, and if your spirit feels called, join this channel as a member. Each hype you share fuels the energy of this prophecy, helps this space grow, and sends this light to every soul that's still waiting for their sign. There are moments when fortune doesn't arrive in gold or glory. It arrives as a pattern, a whisper repeating itself through days, through objects, through people who appear only to deliver a single line of your script. That is how destiny speaks to Taurus. Never loud, always exact, you are entering what Baba Vanga once called the hour of the chosen, a brief window when the material world begins to rearrange itself to match your vibration. This isn't imagination, it's resonance. You've crossed an invisible threshold from hoping to calling. And when your energy begins to call, the universe cannot stay silent. But here's the hidden truth of this activation. Before reward, there is recognition. Not from others, from yourself. Can you recognize the wealth that already breathes inside your ordinary life? The friend who always shows up right before you collapse? The opportunity that you dismissed because it didn't look like what you expected? These are not random. They are fragments of your fortune trying to announce their presence. Look closer, Taurus. In your dreams, you may start to see gates, coins, or hands reaching out. You may wake at the same time each night, 2:22, 3:33, 5:55, because time bends when energy reorganizes itself for manifestation. Each sequence is a pulse of your divine code, a cosmic heartbeat confirming alignment. And while others chase luck, you are being chosen by it. There is a sacred arithmetic in play. Your patience multiplied by your endurance equals the measure of your reward. For years, you gave without being thanked. You stayed when others ran. You loved without counting what it cost. Now the scales turn, not by miracle, but by law. Still, every law has a price. Before the universe places the treasure in your hands, it asks, will you let go of what kept your hands full of nothing? Because divine reward cannot land in fists closed around the past. This is why, in the coming days, something may be removed suddenly. A plan, an expectation, even a person. Don't resist it. That's not punishment, it's space-making. You can't hold the new with hands that still grasp the old. Do you remember that quiet sadness that visits you sometimes, without reason? That ache isn't emptiness. It's your higher self digging the soil so new seeds can root. You are not losing. You are clearing the altar. And when the altar is clear, the offering arrives. Taurus, your element is earth, steady, patient, abundant. But even the earth must sometimes tremble to open new veins of gold. That tremor is coming, not to destroy, but to release. You'll feel it in your body first, a sudden wave of emotion, a day when you cry without cause, a laugh that erupts from nowhere. That's energy releasing, the code of reward unlocking through emotion. Baba Vanga saw this in her visions. She called it the tear that becomes a door. And for you, that door opens now. It won't be dramatic. It will be personal. A message, a meeting, an offer, something that carries a scent of familiar magic. You'll recognize it instantly because your body will know before your mind does. Goosebumps, stillness, a pulse in your hands. That's the sign. The divine fortune has found its owner. But one last test remains, and it's not external, it's faith. Can you hold belief without proof? Can you trust that what has your name will arrive in perfect timing, even if you don't yet see the path? This is the bridge between wishing and receiving. Walk it with open eyes, but also open heart. Taurus, the divine is not asking you to fight anymore. It's asking you to allow. Allow blessings to find you without fear. Allow goodness to be easy for once. Allow the universe to surprise you, even if logic calls it impossible. Because your miracle, as strange as it sounds, is already in motion, and what's moving toward you will recognize you by your peace, not by your struggle. So breathe, stay available, stay ready, and when the moment comes, and it will, say yes without hesitation. Your yes is the ignition. There comes a moment, Taurus, when the air thickens, when even silence hums with meaning. It's not imagination, it's manifestation. Your energy has reached that moment. The vibration you've been nurturing through patience, hope, and faith is now dense enough to crystallize into form. You've crossed the manifestation gate. Do you feel how the world reacts differently to you lately? Doors that once ignored you now open by themselves. Delays dissolve. People begin to speak your truth without knowing why. You may find yourself standing in places you never planned to be, saying, "How did I end up here?" And yet, feeling perfectly aligned. That is not coincidence. That is design. When destiny recognizes readiness, it starts moving pieces at speeds logic can't track. And you, Taurus, have become the center of that invisible motion. Baba Vanga once said that abundance doesn't arrive, it remembers. It remembers the hands that gave when they had little. It remembers the soul that stayed kind while waiting. And now, the remembrance of the divine has found its way back to you. Look closely. The energy of this reward isn't abstract. It's practical, tangible, grounded, exactly like your essence. Expect opportunities that carry stability, not chaos. Expect gains that build legacy, not impulse. Expect connections that respect your worth, not feed on your giving. And most of all, expect confirmation. A message will soon reach you. Perhaps an email, a call, a gesture, small in appearance, enormous in resonance. It will not scream miracle. It will whisper, "This is the sign." That whisper is the universe handing you the first piece of your divine fortune. It's the key that opens the next door. You might notice, too, a strange rearrangement around you. Some people may drift away quietly. Plans you thought essential might dissolve. Don't chase, don't question. This is sacred subtraction, the universe clearing the stage so your reward can land without obstruction. Taurus, you have been trained for this moment in silence. Every delay was calibration. Every heartbreak was realignment. And now the path unfolds, not because you forced it, but because you finally stopped resisting. Let's speak clearly about what's coming. A financial or material opportunity is being drawn toward you. It might look like new work, unexpected payment, property, or partnership. But beneath the surface, it is energy returning to its rightful owner, you. This isn't charity, it's equilibrium. You've been operating under the law of cause and effect long enough for the effect to mature. And when it does, it doesn't trickle, it floods. But remember, divine reward never enters through pride. It flows through humility and recognition. So as this gate opens, keep your heart unclenched. Receive what comes with grace, not explanation. The world may ask, why them? The divine answers, because they were ready. If you find yourself doubting, pause. Listen to the rhythm under your skin. That's not your heartbeat, that's your destiny knocking. And when the call arrives, act. Don't stall with fear. This isn't the time to overthink. When opportunity meets readiness, hesitation is the only way to miss it. Baba Vanga spoke of this alignment as the moment the soul remembers its own wealth. That remembrance is happening through you, not because of external favor, but because your vibration finally matches what you once could only imagine. You've become magnetic to what was already yours. And here lies the greater mystery. Once the gate opens for you, it doesn't close. You become the gate for others. Your story of reward becomes a pattern the universe can repeat through those who believe. That is your hidden purpose, to embody what you once prayed for. So walk gently now, Taurus. You carry the frequency of answered prayer. Everything you touch begins to turn toward light. Every choice you make writes a new script of abundance for others to follow. And when you start to see that, not as coincidence, but as calling, you'll understand the full weight of what divine fortune really means. It was never about money. It was about mastery, the mastery of trust. There is a strange silence after blessings arrive. It's the hush of the universe waiting to see what you'll do with what you prayed for. Taurus, this silence is where you stand now. You have crossed the manifestation gate, and the energy that once felt distant now breathes around you. But with it comes a vibration that only the awakened can hear. A quiet question. Will you keep what is divine, divine? Every soul that receives abundance must pass through this test. Not because the universe doubts you, but because reward without wisdom becomes repetition. And repetition is not evolution. This is the phase where fortune begins to orbit your life like a living entity. It observes how you treat it, with fear or with faith, with grasping or with gratitude. Because abundance is alive, it expands in open palms and contracts in clenched fists. So, Taurus, breathe and look around. What has changed in your world since the signs began? Who has reappeared now that light surrounds you? Who celebrates you? And who silently competes with you? All of these are mirrors, showing you how your new frequency interacts with the world you once knew. The purpose is not to divide you from it, but to teach you how to walk in higher ground while keeping your heart unarmored. Baba Vanga foresaw this exact stage for Taurus. She called it the initiation of holding. It's when destiny, like molten gold, must be cooled into form. If you hold it with fear, it burns. If you hold it with love, it becomes shape. And that shape will define the next 7 years of your life. The first temptation is doubt. Is this too good to be true? Will it last? Do I deserve it? Every blessing summons these shadows. They rise not to punish, but to purify. Because if you can look those doubts in the eye and still say, yes, I accept this, you anchor your fortune into reality. The second temptation is guilt. Taurus, you carry the heart of a provider. You've always given more than you received. So when fortune finally turns to you, your instinct is to share it until you're empty again. But divine fortune asks for balance, not sacrifice. It's time to learn that generosity begins with you. When you honor your own abundance, you multiply it for others. When you drain it, you teach scarcity disguised as kindness. The third temptation is fear of loss. You've known what it is to build from ashes, so part of you still waits for something to collapse. But this time, the ground beneath you isn't the same. You've earned a new foundation, not through perfection, but through persistence. Let this truth sink deep. You are no longer meant to survive blessings. You are meant to steward them. The moment you embrace this truth, the flow of abundance stops being random. It becomes rhythm. You'll see it in small, precise confirmations, a bill paid easily, an unexpected message of gratitude, a dream that shows you standing before a wide door of light. These are signs that ownership is settling in. Baba Vanga described this as the return of the crown. Not a crown of ego, but of responsibility, the divine symbol that your energy has matured enough to carry light without burning from it. And yet, as the crown descends, you will feel something else. Weight. Because every gift also enlarges your influence, and influence demands integrity. The universe will place people in your path who look to you for direction, not because you asked, but because your vibration has become a beacon. They'll come to you in confusion, pain, or envy, seeking what they can't name. And your task will not be to fix them, but to embody peace in front of them. That will be your true leadership. Remember, Taurus, power does not change you, it reveals you. And the universe already knows who you are. This stage is not about proving your worth, it's about demonstrating your balance. Hold your abundance lightly, like sacred fire cupped in your palms. Let it warm others without letting it consume you. Walk forward without apology for what is finally yours. The ones who are meant to walk beside you will rise to meet your light. The rest will fade peacefully, inevitably by design. And when you feel the urge to shrink, remember, the divine didn't choose you to hide the miracle. It chose you to model it. You are no longer a seeker of blessings. You are their keeper. There comes a silence that does not belong to this world. A silence not of absence, but of arrival. That is where you stand now, Taurus. After years of waiting, learning, surrendering, the current of destiny finally carries you forward without resistance. No more striving, no more chasing, only flow. The divine has recognized your frequency, and now the universe bends gently around your presence. This is fulfillment, not as a possession, but as a state of being. Baba Vanga once described this moment as the hour when the seed knows itself as the tree. You, Taurus, have become that tree, rooted in truth, crowned in light, and what blooms from you now will feed not only your life, but the lives of those who cross your path. Look back for a moment, not with regret, but with reverence. Everything you thought broke you was shaping your endurance. Every silence you mistook for rejection was divine timing. Every closed door was a redirection to the path where fortune could find you. You were never unlucky. You were being refined. Now your story becomes a map for others. The light you carry no longer flickers, it radiates. People feel it before they understand it. Your calm, your clarity, your quiet certainty that everything has its perfect hour. This is not arrogance. It is divine maturity. When others ask how you made it through the storms, you will smile because the truth can't be taught, only lived. You will speak softly, but your words will carry gravity, for they come from the soil of experience and the fire of faith. Taurus, destiny has fulfilled its promise, but it isn't done expanding. For now begins the second half of your prophecy, to teach through presence. Not to preach, not to convince, but to embody, to walk into rooms and shift the atmosphere just by being there, to create without force, to attract without pursuit, to live in such alignment that even the wind bends its path to follow yours. The crown of fulfillment isn't made of gold or jewels. It's invisible, woven from peace, humility, and certainty. You'll feel it not on your head, but in your heart, as an unwavering knowing that you are exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what you were born to do. This crown cannot be taken, only dimmed, and even then it reignites with a single act of gratitude. Baba Vanga saw this moment not as an ending, but as a transmission, the passing of light from one awakened soul to many. That's what you are now, a transmitter of alignment. You've learned that fortune isn't a random stroke of luck, but a frequency created by faith, discipline, and love, held steady through time. And so, Taurus, the prophecy closes not with thunder, but with stillness, a stillness so complete that even doubt bows before it. The heavens are not above you, they are within you now. Every choice from this moment forward echoes through divine geometry, creating ripples of justice, abundance, and healing far beyond what you can see. You've become the answer you once prayed for, and every miracle that finds you now will arrive naturally, effortlessly, because you no longer chase light. You are light. When you wake tomorrow, notice how the air feels different. The sky itself will seem to know your name. Synchronicities will multiply, not as surprises, but as confirmations. You will see repeating numbers, messages, or faces, and each one will whisper, "You did it, you remembered." That remembrance is the true reward. The moment you stop seeking validation from the world and start receiving directly from Source. This is divine fulfillment, the realization that destiny was never a path to walk, but a truth to awaken inside you. So breathe deeply, Taurus. You are home, within yourself, within creation, within the circle of every prayer that has ever reached the stars. Your journey from effort to ease, from scarcity to sovereignty, has completed its sacred arc, and now the universe smiles through you. If your heart resonates with this closing, anchor it now by writing and declaring aloud. I live in divine alignment. Everything meant for me recognizes me and arrives in perfect peace. Speak it slowly. Feel the crown settle upon your energy field. This is your seal, the final vibration that completes the prophecy. And if this message stirred your soul, leave your hype on this video. Like, share, comment, and if your spirit feels the call, become a member of this channel. Each hype you offer strengthens this current of light, helps this sacred space grow, and carries this energy to others who are still waiting to remember who they are.